Listening Test 1A. Listen to the radio news bulletin. Good morning. It's 10 o'clock on Monday the 25th of May. Here is Joanna Smith with the headlines.
Good morning. An earthquake measuring 8.2 on the Richter scale hit Ecuador in the early hours of this morning. The epicentre was just off the coast in the Pacific Ocean, which has sparked fears of a tsunami, and coastal towns and villages are on high alert. At the moment, it is not clear how much damage has been caused by the quake. However, numerous buildings and transport links are known to be damaged. Some landslides have also occurred, which are hampering relief efforts. The quake comes at a time when the country is already suffering economic problems due to the slump in oil prices. In Japan, the G7 summit is underway, with pressing matters such as the global economy and the environment on the agenda. With economic uncertainty still rife, world leaders will be looking to address the challenges of global economic growth. In addition, they will be discussing how to resolve new issues in climate change and the environment. Leaders will also look at strengthening response to public health emergencies in light of recent epidemics such as Ebola and the Zika virus. Typhoon Vera made landfall in parts of Indonesia yesterday morning. Thankfully, the centre of the typhoon passed offshore, which reduced its effects, and damage was not as bad as expected. A few buildings had their roofs blown off, and a flyover on the capital's ring road was damaged by debris. Fortunately, the low-lying industrial areas, such as Merak, with its thermal power station, were relatively unaffected. There is heavy flooding in some areas and debris from the strong winds, but as yet no casualties have been reported. Here in the UK, residents are recovering from Storm Teresa, which battered coastal areas during the night and caused severe flooding in certain areas that were also affected by Storm Rachel just 3 months ago. Over 1,000 homes are without power in Scotland. There is ongoing disruption to rail services. The Forth Road Bridge was closed to traffic but has now reopened. Hundreds of people were evacuated from some low-lying towns after flood warnings were issued. However, in most cases, they had a lucky escape, unlike last December when they suffered serious flooding, which caused widespread damage to homes and businesses. First Forge, the Ailing Steel company, based just outside Manchester, has had a last-minute offer to rescue its operations. The steel company has been losing millions of pounds for the past few years due to cheap alternatives, the rising costs of raw materials, high energy costs, and falling prices. It looked likely that over 1,000 workers will lose their jobs, which would severely affect the local community. However, yesterday, a potential buyer made a significant bid. The deal is dependent on the UK government providing a 25% stake in the new company. This is to ensure the government works with the company to provide development of plant infrastructure, energy efficiency, and minimise any effects on workers' pensions. The government is considering the offer and hopes to announce a result soon, as it wants to minimise uncertainty for customers and the workforce. Now to sports news. In rugby, Six Nations team England successfully beat Scotland at Murrayfield with a final score of 15-9. They face Italy on Saturday. Finally, Andy Murray has reached the semi-finals of the Australian Open for the 5th time in as many years. He successfully saw off his opponent in 3 sets, winning 6-4, 7-5, 6-4. It's not yet known who he'll face in the semi-final, as the match between Nadal and Raonic is still in progress.